Ебать, как горит завод.
Furious over Russia's cowardly attacks on civilian infrastructure, Ukrainians, emboldened by the success of Operation Spiderweb, have decided to intensify strikes against Russian energy and military infrastructure. A drone strike hit the Azot chemical plant in Russia's Tula region, according to the Astra news outlet. The facility is involved in producing components used to manufacture explosives for artillery shells. The explosions took place overnight on June 8, 2025, followed by a fire at the site, which local residents reported. Eyewitnesses said they heard between 5 and 8 powerful explosions. Dmitry Milyaev, the governor of the Tula region, confirmed the fire, attributing it to falling drone debris. Azot is one of Russia's largest chemical producers. According to its official website, the Novomoskovsk-based joint stock company manufactures ammonia, nitrogen fertilizers, chlorine, organic plastics and resins, caustic soda, calcium chloride, argon, methanol, and nitric acid. The fire has been extinguished. No excess levels of pollutants have been recorded. Rospotrebnadzor and the regional agency Priroda perform environmental monitoring. According to preliminary information, 2 people were injured, but are not in critical condition. Emergency services are on site, Dmitry Milyaev assured. The company has been part of the Eurochem chemical holding since 2002. According to Reuters, Azot supplies products to the Sverdlov plant in the Nizhny Novgorod region, where they are used to manufacture explosives, including octogen and hexogen compounds found in artillery ammunition. In response to Reuters' inquiries, Eurochem denied any links to the defense sector and stated that its products are not intended for military use. However, public procurement records show active contracts between Azot and the Sverdlov plant. In addition, an investigation in December 2024 based on rail shipment data indicated that Eurochem, along with 4 other Russian chemical companies, accounted for over 75% of the supply of key materials used in explosive production. The Azot plant was previously targeted on May 24, 2025. In that incident, a drone struck a low-pressure natural gas pipeline in workshop number 4. 2 750-ton nitric acid tanks were also damaged, with 1 leaking onto the ground. The plant was fully shut down following that attack. Ukraine's drone attack on Russian airfields on 1 June probably damaged about 10% of Russia's strategic bomber fleet, German Major General Christian Freuding has said. According to our assessment, more than a dozen aircraft were damaged, Tu-95 and Tu-22 strategic bombers as well as A-50 surveillance planes, he added. According to the general who coordinates Berlin's military assistance to Kyiv and works closely with the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, the A-50s, which have a similar function to NATO's AWACS aircraft in providing air surveillance, were probably not in working order. We believe that they can no longer be used for spare parts. This is a loss, as only a handful of these aircraft exist, he said. As for the long-range bomber fleet, 10% of it has been damaged in the attack according to our assessment, Freuding added. The United States estimates that the daring Ukrainian drone attack hit up to 20 Russian warplanes, destroying about 10 of them, 2 U.S. officials told Reuters. Experts say it will take Moscow years to replace the affected aircraft. Despite the losses, Freuding sees no immediate reduction in Russian strikes on Ukraine, noting that Moscow still retains 90% of its strategic bombers, which can launch ballistic and cruise missiles in addition to dropping bombs. But there is, of course, an indirect effect, as the remaining planes will need to fly more sorties, meaning they will be worn out faster, and most importantly, there is a huge psychological impact, he said. Freuding said that Russia felt secure in its vast territory, which also explains why the aircraft were not well protected. After this successful operation, this no longer holds true. Russia will need to ramp up the security measures, the general said. On the 1st of June 2025, the Security Service of Ukraine, SSU, carried out a special operation codenamed Pavotina, Spider's Web, hitting Russian strategic jets at 4 airfields. SSU head Vasyl Malyuk stated that 34% of strategic cruise missile carriers at Russia's main airfields had been destroyed. The SSU said the estimated cost of the equipment destroyed as a result of Operation Spider's Web is over $7 billion. A senior NATO official called the operation the most successful one yet. The alliance estimated that at least 40 aircraft were damaged. Between 10 and 13 aircraft were completely destroyed. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has emphasized that the security services used exclusively Ukrainian weapons in this operation and did not use equipment from Allied warehouses. A Ukrainian missile strike on an Iskander missile launcher in Russia's Bryansk region that was reported by Warthog Defense killed 8 Russian servicemen and injured 5 others. Astra reported on this, citing its own sources in regional medical services. The attack reportedly took place early in the morning near the village of Martianovka in the Klintsovsky district, close to the Ukrainian border. Astra reported that several missiles struck the Iskander missile battery. On June 5th, Ukraine's General Staff confirmed that the country's armed forces, in coordination with the Security Service of Ukraine, had targeted a Russian Iskander system in the area of Klintsy-Bryansk region. Ukrainian intelligence identified the site as belonging to the 26th Rocket Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces. The launchers were reportedly preparing to strike a Ukrainian target, likely Kyiv, when they were located and hit. The author of the OSINT technical blog geolocated the strike to roughly 40 kilometers from the Ukrainian border, near Martianovka. The Ukrainian military reported that 1 launcher detonated upon impact, and 2 others were likely damaged. Speaking on June 7th, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reported that 3 Iskander systems were destroyed the other day. It was the elimination of pure killers. While the General Staff released video footage of the strike, independent confirmation remains limited. Analysts caution that the visual evidence could also depict the North Korean-produced KN-23, which resembles the Russian Iskander-M. Destroying Iskander systems is particularly difficult. The mobile launchers frequently relocate to avoid detection, and their ballistic and cruise missiles can be launched from long distances. These factors make them elusive and complicate efforts to neutralize them. This latest strike likely targeted launchers positioned close to the Ukrainian border to enable short-range attacks. Launching from a reduced distance shortens missile flight time and flattens the trajectory, complicating interception efforts, especially around high-value targets like Kyiv. Ukraine's 137th Territorial Defense Battalion uses a homemade rocket launcher on a BMW sedan to target Russian forces. Ukrainian soldiers are known for their battlefield improvisation, often creating custom solutions to compensate for Russia's advantage in equipment and firepower. They modify civilian drones into deadly FPV weapons, repurpose captured Russian gear, and build trench fortifications using local materials. In many cases, units fabricate their own electronic warfare tools or camouflage systems. This adaptability has become a core strength of Ukraine's defense, turning limited resources into asymmetric advantages and proving that ingenuity can match or even surpass superior numbers. This is also a part of the game. Russian soldiers ambushed and cut the fiber optic cable of a Ukrainian FPV drone, disabling it.
Ножницы взял у тебя. Взял? Вон он идет, сука. Так пусть он где это полетит. Вот он. Нет? Вот эти все режь. Падает, падает. Ага.
Deserters fleeing Vladimir Putin's front line gunned down a military police platoon commander and 2 of his subordinates, it has been claimed. The Refuseniks then fled the scene, located in the Russian-occupied Luhansk region, part of Ukraine's internationally recognized borders, according to reports. Gruesome pictures show 3 bodies at the scene near Nizhnya Duvanka village. Russia has not yet commented officially on the alleged massacre. A hunt has been launched for the escapees. It is understood. Russia is reported to be experiencing a rising number of soldiers, refusing to fight on Putin's meat grinder front line. This is not the first incident in which Russian troops have opened fire on each other. In June 2023, a leaked video from the battlefield showed 3 armed Russian soldiers shooting at least 7 of their fellow servicemen who were attempting to flee. The 14-second drone clip was first shown on the volunteer-run Ukrainian station Izhysvoik, which works to support the families of Russian servicemen killed in action. Desertion has been a persistent problem for the Russian army since thousands of troops were sent to take Kyiv in February 2022. And this is another level of bizarre. Elon Musk, the father of billionaire tech mogul Elon Musk, traveled to Moscow to participate in a forum hosted by prominent Russian propagandist Alexander Dugin. Russia's REN TV reported on June 7th. Musk was listed as one of the speakers at the Future Forum 2050, alongside Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, oligarch Konstantin Malofeev, state TV anchor Ekaterina Andreeva, and a number of Western political figures known for echoing the ideology of Dugin, the architect of the Russian world doctrine. While speaking to Russian media, Elon Musk took aim at his son over Elon's ongoing feud with US President Donald Trump, calling his son's actions a mistake.
You know, they've been under a lot of stress for 5 months, a lot of stress for 5 months. And, give them a break, they've had to get rid of all the opposition, try and put the country back on track and, do normal things and so forth. And they're very tired and stressed. And so you can expect something like this. It's not unusual. Yes. Oh, no. Trump will prevail. He's the president. He was elected as the president. So, Elon made a mistake, I think, but he's tired. He's stressed. 5 months, continuous, stress. And then, in the end, it's just him and Trump left. Then they still, don't know what to do. So they fight with each other, until they can, come to normal conditions, you know what I mean? But first 5 months, terrible stress. Well, as I say, a lot of stress that they had, so Elon he wants to stick to the principles of not giving to the Democrats their stupid ideas, money and stuff, and Trump's must do that to get their votes. So, it's normal, it's just a small thing. It will be over tomorrow.
Errol also gave an interview to the Kremlin-aligned Tsargrad TV channel, during which he praised Russians as some of the smartest people in the world. In an earlier April interview with the BBC, Elon Musk said his family felt a degree of admiration for Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. If you view Putin simply as a man, outside of global politics, it's hard not to respect him, he said. When the interviewer pointed out that Putin launched the war in Ukraine, Musk responded, "Only time will tell who really started it." On June 6th, President Trump told reporters from CNN and ABC that he had no interest in speaking with Elon Musk. He also shared this view with his advisors. Trump reportedly joked that he was considering selling the red Tesla parked near the White House, a car he claims to have purchased at market price in March after Musk showcased several Tesla models on the White House lawn. Meanwhile, Elon Musk continued to escalate the feud, doubling down on his unsubstantiated claim that Trump was connected to documents related to convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Musk later deleted the post on X. He has also questioned whether he owes Trump an apology and has floated the idea of launching an alternative to the Republican Party, which he's now calling the American Party. Russian influence is melting in the post-Soviet republics. In Osh, Kyrgyzstan, authorities dismantled a 25-meter Lenin statue, the tallest in Central Asia. It will be replaced with a 95-meter flagpole bearing Kyrgyzstan's flag.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
gets 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.